Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and this message is kind of, in a way, really interesting to me because it seems like the mainstream media takes a long time to catch up with stuff that we already know. What I'm talking about is my son just got this magazine in the mail, the latest issue of Time magazine, and there's an article in here about 3 daily habits to change right now. It's about kind of longevity and healthy being healthy and having a healthy life. And these are things that most of you know about, we talk about all the time, and they're pretty simple things and shifts that you can make to make your life healthy and give you longevity. So, what they talk about, number one, is that diet is by far the most powerful intervention to delay aging and age-related diseases. So, this is something that we talk about all the time. This is something we intuitively know that can help us either age quickly or help us age slowly, depending on what we put in our bodies and how much. In fact, if I ever want to feel really, really good, I will do a calorie restriction. So maybe I'll skip dinner, or I'll just sometimes skip breakfast even. I'll eat one meal less, and or maybe I'll just eat an apple for dinner, which doesn't happen all the time or very often because I'm like you. I love to eat. I mean, eating is one of the greatest pleasures in life, but I really do my best to choose carefully what I put in my body, and it should be absolutely enjoyable, but it should also give you nourishment. But the key takeaway for diet is we just don't need as much or in the huge quantities that we eat. In fact, if you really think about it, we just numb ourselves to the point of we just almost can't feel anything because we've just eaten so much. So you can even eat too much of a really good food. I'm a big salad person, and I've kind of gotten a little bit of a reputation uh, for posting pictures of these big, amazing salads that I make. And sometimes I'll even overwhelm myself with the size of salad, um, just because I just get caught up and in the moment, and I make these great, beautiful salads, and that's all I'm eating for dinner. So it kind of is like, okay, I'll finish a salad and be like, oh my gosh, I ate too much, which kind of sounds crazy, but I've really found that if I can cut it in half, not only am I so satisfied, then I don't feel guilty about not finishing the rest. So that might sound crazy if you've never been a person who just eats a salad for dinner, but I'm talking about like I'll add raw pumpkin seeds and hemp seeds, and I'll add steamed broccoli and steamed cauliflower and peppers and onions and cucumbers and tomatoes and all kinds of greens. And I can make a really, really pretty beefy salad and sometimes add a piece of salmon on top or whatever. And that can be really, really filling. So I've actually kind of had to back that down a little bit because I end up not feeling that good if I eat too much. So, diet can make a really huge difference. In fact, if you want to feel really, really good and even turn back the clock, I don't know if you remember that movie, uh, that juicing movie, the 60-day juicing movie. Um, it was a guy from Australia, and I know that I've seen this movie like several times. But if you were to do a 10-day juice fast, where I actually like to call it juice feasting, because when you do a juice feast, you're giving your body all the nutrients that it needs, but nothing has to go through the whole process of digestion, breakdown, um, and then elimination. So your body gets this whole big rest, and you're still getting all your nutrition. You're just getting it through fresh juices. And I'm not talking about just fruit juices, but mostly greens and cucumbers and celery. And one of my favorite juicing recipes is spinach and kale, uh, cucumbers, celery, Granny Smith apples, and then a chunk of a fresh ginger root and a couple of fresh lemons. And you juice that. It's this beautiful dark green juice. And when you drink that, you feel like you could just have this huge shot of energy because you get all this nutrition, goes right to your bloodstream, goes right into your tissues, and nothing has to digest and work hard and break down. Juicing is, I might have to do a little video on juicing because juicing is so amazing. So dial in your diet, and maybe a tip on this is to dial down your diet. Take the things that you're eating, and the whole thing in moderation is really critical here. So dial down, have less, eat slower, enjoy more, and you want to turn back the clock for age and aging and age-related diseases. Really, really pay attention to your diet. I spent a little more time on that than I thought I would. The second thing is a little bit of movement matters more than a serious hardcore amount of like 1 hour of exercising in the morning or even at the end of the day or whatever. If you exercise for an hour and then you are sedentary for the rest of the day, you are doing your body and your whole aging process a huge disservice. So you need to at least stand up if you have a sedentary job. We've talked about this before too. You need to stand up and move. In fact, if you think about people that you know that have the biggest lives of longevity and health, they are constantly moving. I am one of those people. I don't watch TV, first of all. I just can't sit still that long. And nothing really interests me. I've disconnected myself from TV for so long now that I just can't sit and watch TV. I can go to the movies, that's fun, and I'll even watch a movie at home sometimes, but to sit down and watch TV, I just can't do that. So what I find myself doing is I'm busy. Like I'm organizing something or I'm doing a project or I have, I love photography, so I'll be on my computer, I'll be taking pictures, I'm just kind of a busy person. I've got to be uh, active. I've just got to be moving. So if you think about the people that you know that are the best in the best health as they get older, they're people who are always moving. And it might be gardening or, always doing their laundry or making sure their house is tidy and neat and clean. And, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that I actually want my house to be cleaner. And, being an empty nester, that's actually a pretty cool thing is to your house, you clean your house and it usually stays clean. So that's kind of something that's been, actually kind of fun for me is to be like a super organizer. So stay moving, get moving. Walking, you've heard for years that walking is better for you than doing these really hardcore workouts. I mean, hardcore workouts have their place. I still am a fan. I exercise every day, and sometimes they're shorter and sometimes they're longer. But there's nothing like going on a hike or going on a long walk or just simply staying moving throughout the day. So movement matters, and movement matters all throughout the day. So that's really important. And the last one that they actually talked about was your mindset can affect how you age. So this is again something that has been kind of a mantra. If you have a positive mindset and you forgive quickly, you're kind, you love unconditionally, you don't watch the news. If you always are watching the news, to me, that is giving you a negative mindset because you think the world is worse than it is. So a positive mindset, this is one little quote in here. Mindfulness meditation can reduce stress and may slow biological aging by stabilizing telomeres. And telomeres are a part of your DNA that actually is related when they'll start to kind of be affected. You start to age. So this is actually a part of aging is you lose the part of your DNA called a telomere. So that is actually something that if you pay attention to your positive attitude and learn to make that just part of the way you think because it's not something you can just shift into right away if you're used to always thinking about the things that are always going wrong instead of what could go right or looking at your life in a positive spin even when something bad happens. It can make a huge difference in your health. So I thought that this article was really interesting. It kind of spurred some thoughts in me that I thought I could just kind of spit out and share with you today. So, click those things in, even if it's little bits at a time, and enjoy your life. Give it a, give yourself a break. Don't always beat yourself up if you don't think you're doing things perfectly, because living life perfectly or what you think is your idea of perfection can actually do more harm than good, because the way you are is perfect. You're perfect, and there just might be some things that you want to do to make your life longer and healthier and happier. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.